What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes here, back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be covering a figure that is completely outside the realm of what I normally do. And I know I've been saying that a lot, but today we're going to be taking a look at the CT Toys Amazing Spider-Man outfit, or one of the most beloved Spider-Man costumes that doesn't really get much love in action figure form. I'm really looking forward to this one, so let's go ahead and dive right into it, starting off with that non-sexy packaging. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. I do actually like the box on this one. The only thing I wish that there was like a blue background behind the figure. I feel like that would have made this look 10 times cooler. But when it comes to CT Toys, I'm pretty sure they're used to their boxes getting banged up, beaten up, or just coming completely destroyed because they ship these things in little shipper packages. They never come in boxes. And so, yeah, you guys know UPS, FedEx, they don't care about your box. But anyway, you can see the window with the figure looking really damn cool. You've got an image of him on the top of the box, nothing much going on the bottom. This dope kind of artwork on the side, full body image on this side, and then you have a few images of the figure posed up on the back. Thankfully, my box came well enough that I can keep it, but I'm sorry for the people who like to display theirs in the package and they won't be able to keep theirs. But anyway, let's go ahead and bust this figure all out so we can see what it's all about. Now, right out of the packaging, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real with y'all. This is not the first time that I have tried to review a CT Toys Spider-Man action figure. This is actually the second. The first one I bought was the Spider-Man 3 symbiote costume, and I had started to review it, and that thing broke right out of the packaging. The wrist peg and the leg completely snapped on me. Thankfully, the AliExpress seller was kind enough for me to get a refund, and they just sent me a shipping label to send it back, which I think they're pretty good about that. So that is one good thing when it comes to these. Now, that being said, I did also get this guy from AliExpress, and so, yeah, it was pretty fast shipping as well. It was like as soon as they announced this thing, I pre-ordered mine or paid for mine, and then it shipped within like 3 or 4 days. So, yeah. But right out of the packaging, it's kind of cool, man. I'm digging this so far. No real issues, but I haven't messed with it yet. I just kind of put him in this little neutral pose here. As you can see, he does look a bit wonky standing straight up. Maybe this is one of those figures that's kind of going to look a whole lot better when posed. I say that. I've actually seen photos of this guy posed, and he looks pretty damn good. But yeah, man, so far, so good. I'm really loving the look of it. Now, let's go ahead and take a closer look at him so we can examine the details a little bit further. Now, taking a closer look at this guy, man, I do really dig this, man. For the most part, the webs on this guy are pretty clean. All of the paint, to be honest, is pretty dang clean, man. I love how these colors really complement each other. The red and blue on this guy look very good. I heard on the original figure it was more kind of muted versus this being a little bit more saturated, which kind of makes the figure pop a little bit more. The lenses, the gold lenses look so good, man. So good. They've got a bit of a shine to them, as you can see when the light hits them. That's nice. For the most part, the black cobwebs are painted very well. I've got one that's kind of off right by his eye, which sucks, but I mean, $30 figure, so it is what it is. Now, when it comes to this spider logo, I'm going to put an image on the screen, I guess, to show whether this is accurate or not, because it looks incomplete. Like, it looks like all the lines don't connect. I'm not someone who follows Spider-Man costumes that heavily that I would remember whether this is accurate right off the back. But again, I'll post an image or something like that. But yeah, rest of the body, again, man, cobwebs looking very clean. Spider logo on the back looks very nice. I love the texturing of the costume. This figure just feels really good, man. Feels really good. Much better than the Spider-Man 3 symbiote costume that I got a while ago. All the way down to the legs, looking really good. But I do have a question for you guys. They're not complete. Like, if you look at this, the line work here is just straight down. Is all of this supposed to be connected? Like, Are they supposed to have like the lines going horizontal as well? Right here, you've got the vertical lines, but no horizontal. So I don't know. Y'all tell me about that. And also, the feet on this guy look huge. That's another, I'm not going to say it's an issue, but yeah, the feet on this guy are freaking huge, man, in comparison to the rest of the body. It's not bad, but it is noticeable. So yeah, overall though, very, very good looking figure, man. For 30 bucks, even if this thing sucks with everything else, I still think it wasn't a bad purchase. But anyway, let's go ahead and put him back so we can see how tall he stands. Now, when it comes to the height on this guy, he's not very tall at all. To the top of his head, as you can see, he doesn't even hit 6 inches. He's just right above 5.5. I've heard that this is actually smaller than the figure that this originates from, which is the Medicom Toy 001 Amazing Spider-Man. I believe that's probably the very first Medicom toy figure. I do believe. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's very, very tiny. Of course, we'll get to some size comparisons later to see how he stacks up with a bunch of other Spider-Man stuff. And now we move on to the articulation. I'm going to keep it real with y'all, man. I'm scared, bro. Like, I'm really, really scared right now. We're about to do this together and see what happens. He looks up very good, yo. Very, very good. That's actually amazing. Y'all see what I did there? That's good, though. Like, for real, for real. Really good tilt, turn, all of that good stuff. He looks down very freaking well. That is very good, yo. Tilt again, turn, all of that. Now, when it comes to the arms, these are a little bit different than I was expecting. So let's see how this works. You can push them down and then they go out about that much. I am terrified to push the articulation on these figures, but yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to go any further than that, which, I mean, he does hit the T-pose. You can get it to rotate around, all that good stuff. He does have a swivel at the shoulder, swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows. Y'all see how slow I'm moving? Like, that shows y'all I'm scared, bro, like, for real. When it comes to the hands, they are on a hinge. They move around just fine, so no issues there. Diaphragm works very well. Leans back, forward, side to side, all good. Swivel at the waist. He only crunches forward about that much, so that's a little disappointing. Back a little bit further, but of course you're going to get some gapping in there. Legs are on a drop down. He kicks forward very far, so that's really, really good, man. I dig that. And then you can, whoa, was not expecting that. Okay, cool, full freaking split. That's really good. He does have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Let me check both of those. Double jointed knees, and I'm checking just to make sure nothing's gonna break here. It's not that I didn't think one knee was double jointed and the other one wasn't. Anyway, foot goes down about that much, up about that much. Really good ankle pivot, good toe hinge. So articulation wise, all right, I'm gonna always try to go slow with this figure, but for the most part it's good. Definitely wish he had a little bit more mobility around at the waist, but other than that, man, very, very good, yo. And again, this thing feels so much more solid than the previous Spider-Man figure I got from CT Toys, so I am perfectly fine with this. Now, when it comes to the accessories, you don't get a whole lot, but I do feel like you get everything you need with this figure. It probably comes with everything the original came with, and being that the original was only like 40 bucks, I'd be okay with this. Now, first off, he comes with just this one neutral head sculpt and a pair of fist hands right out of the packaging. He comes with a pair of wall crawling hands, a pair of relaxed hands kind of hanging at the waist. He comes with a pair of web holding hands, and then he does come with a pair of thwipper hands where you can see the index finger and pinky are kind of curved, so that is cool. He does come with 2 of these long webs that you just attach around the wrist, and then he does come with this longer web for when he's swinging. Not as long as I feel like it should be, but I mean, it is cool. And then he does also come with a stand in the packaging. So not a whole lot of stuff, but again, I think it's more than enough. It's a $30 figure. You can't expect a ton of stuff from that. Now moving on to some size comparisons, I'm just going to start off with some Metacom stuff. We do have him standing next to the Metacom toy reissue Amazing Spider-Man. We've got him standing next to a Metacom toy comic book Venom and a Metacom toy comic book Carnage. As you can see, he is quite a bit smaller than them, but in this case, it really doesn't matter because he is a live action character, and then these are comic versions of the character. So yeah, I doubt you would pair these up, but I still wanted to show them. Next up, for some more import stuff, here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts new red and blue Spider-Man. As you can see, he's also significantly smaller than him. Height-wise, they're about the same, but Tom's build is definitely a bit bigger. It almost makes the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man look like he's a kid or something. But again, height-wise, Tom is just slightly bigger. Anyway, we've also got him standing next to the SH Figuarts Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine. Next up, I know some people like to pair Andrew Garfield with Miles Morales. So here he is standing next to the Marvel Legends PS4, PS5 Miles Morales from the Gamerverse line. We've also got him standing next to a Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. And since it's Black History Month, we had to throw in the Marvel Legends Vibranium Suit Black Panther. And lastly, for some villains, here he is standing next to the Marvel Legends Sandman, the Marvel Legends Mysterio, and a Marvel Legends Green Goblin, all from No Way Home, if I remember correctly. Now, I think this is okay to pair him up with the Sandman and Mysterio. Due to their abilities, they can kind of change their shape and size, so it wouldn't be too off, but obviously, Green Goblin's just a little bit too big. Now, when it comes to my final thoughts on this thing, I'll keep it real with you guys, man. This right here is it. Messing around with this figure, I didn't really run into any issues whatsoever other than some paint inconsistencies, but that is to be expected when you buy a bootleg, knockoff, third party, whatever you want to call it. Now, in my opinion, I would think that this is a bootleg because it is basically them taking a figure that has been made before, making some tweaks to it, and then putting it out on their own. So that's what I would think is a bootleg. But you guys, of course, can debate that in the comments if you want to. Again, the only issues I ran into with this guy are a few paint imperfections, some reds where there needs to be blue, some blues where there needs to be red, but none of that happens in any of the important areas, which will make the figure look off in certain poses or anything like that. For the most part, everything came out as clean as I wanted it to. And even if it didn't, again, I paid 30 bucks for this figure, got a ton of accessories, several sets of webs, and a stand. There's a lot of actual releases that you pay 60, 80 bucks for and they don't come with a stand. So just for that, I'm going to praise this thing. And I feel like this is a release that'll make a lot of people happy just because this is a fan favorite costume for Spider-Man that we haven't gotten in figure form in I don't know how many years at this point. So that alone, in my opinion, makes it worth picking up. Now, of course, I know you guys have your loyalist in the community where it's like, third party, bootleg, I'm not going to buy it. Suit yourself. If you don't want this, then hey, that is completely up to you, man. But when it comes to me, it doesn't seem like Metacom Toy is going to reissue this anytime soon, if ever. And when I heard that this was a good figure, I didn't even second guess picking it up. I pre-ordered this thing with the quickness, and I'm so happy that I did. So yeah, do I recommend this? Hell yes. And I would say if you're planning on buying it, make sure you try to get your hands on it now. This is one I do see selling out just because, again, this is a costume a lot of people want in figure form. And the more it starts to float around the community how good it is, the more people are going to flock to buying it, especially for the price point. So yes, pick this up if you do get the opportunity. Now, overall, that is my review, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because that always helps me out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever I upload new content. And last but not least, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.